Well, it may have an effect, and we won't know exactly what that will be, because obviously Article 4 was introduced, or is being introduced, to control the number of multi-occupancy accommodation in Falmouth and Penryn. Now obviously most students live in multi-occupancy houses, so it could have quite a significant effect if no new multi-occupancy houses for students are permitted. One thing we don't know at the moment is what areas will be designated, whether it will be the whole of Falmouth or certain areas of Falmouth, which again might make quite a big difference. If it is a specific area, then it might just mean that students might be forced to live in areas outside the normal student zones, for want of a better phrase. It's whole of Falmouth obviously could have quite a significant effect, because clearly with the growth of student numbers anticipated in the coming years, most students living in multi-occupancy accommodation will mean, well, pose the question, where they're going to live. I mean, I've been here several years now, about 8 years, and to be honest, every year we've had more students, and I think there was about 3,500 when I started here. There's now, over the 2 campuses, 2 universities, I think there's around about 6,000 students here. I suspect that will increase by several hundred, or a couple of hundred next year, and several hundred each year for the coming years, assuming that the university's recruitment policy and procedure and how successful they are obviously continues. So it's difficult to say, but I suspect they're looking at several thousand extra students in the coming sort of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. We refer to university owned and managed accommodation, so that would not just include at this campus, it includes Duke House in Falmouth and also the sidings. So we think there's around about 1,900 students living in either on campus or university owned or managed accommodation. So doing the maths, around about 4,000 students attending the universities here will be living in some kind of student accommodation, mostly in Falmouth and Penryn.